Hello all my Kenvians and welcome to a new episode of Discovering Steven Universe. Today I'm going to be watching Onion Gang. And, I mean, not gonna lie, anytime Onion is involved, it leads to some very interesting times, whether he's just a one-bit character, like when he was going to rob the arcade, or, the few times where we've had a little bit more focus on him, like when that episode we found out that Onion has, I can't think of the right word for it, but basically an altar. Like an altar in the secret room for Steven worship, kind of. So, Onion Gang. Let's find out what the heck it's about. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Onion smelled the chip, savoring its delicious aroma.
Why is he narrating?
No snack could satisfy his hunger or power. Oh, yeah, whoa.
Onion's going to start a gang with the two of them?
We just ran past your house. Huh? Onion!
Friends of Onion?
Yikes!
This is the Onion Gang.
Looks like it's slingshot. Pot hat? How to know?
Pothead?
Sue?
Oh,
Woo! It's nice to meet all of you. Huh?
soup.
What a warm welcome. Garbanzo. Wait, he's gonna be okay, right?
Suitcase. He was in the Future Boys Ultron
Says,
episode.
Sir, it is I, your faithful customer, Mr. Mature Man. Why'd you do that? Garbanzo. For me? Thank you. What? You want me to? You don't have to play with me anymore.
Yeah, jeez.
What are you doing? Same place.
Aw.
Onion felt really sad about his summer friends leaving. And until next summer, he had his pal Steven to hang out with. If he wants to.
Aw.
Buddy.
Oh my god. Okay, the music is getting increasingly bit creepy and yeah. So, Onion Gang. Unexpectedly, the episode that really humanized Onion for me. Like, I've always seen him as this sort of somewhat sadistic, bit off-kilter character, and that may not necessarily be wrong, but yeah, this episode, especially there at the end, I feel like I may not have reacted a lot to it, because this was definitely a very laid-back episode, a very just kind of a sit back and relax kind of episode that introduced us to, admittedly, some more, I assume, one-off characters, but it introduced me, at the very least, and some of you all as well, to a different side of Onion. Like I was saying before, it's like a more humanized version of Onion. That he is just a little kid, and he has friends, and he misses those friends, and he cares about Steven. You know, the weird altar thing aside. But not only that, but it showed us a part of Steven that I guess I hadn't really thought about before, and that's the fact that he in many ways, he doesn't really have a lot of friends his age. Because Connie has the advantage of going to school. And I assume Petey does as well. I'm trying to think of any other kids sort of around Steven's age. Can't really think of any off the top of my head, but I assume that, you know, Petey, like Connie, goes to school. So, yeah, just seeing that sort of moment of realization for Steven, realizing that, you know, he had been doing those voiceovers, the Onion tales with Onion for a while, as a sort of way of, you know, spending time with Onion, this kid who he thought was, you know, just lonely all the time, and, you know, thought he was one of his only friends. And while he wasn't necessarily far off, he does seem to be one of his only friends, or one of his few friends. Steven found himself with the shoe on the other foot, shall we say. So yeah, this was a very... Again, as far as the reaction goes, especially on YouTube, there may not be much content there. But as for this episode as a whole, I mean... Yeah, it's one of those where I feel like there was a true connection with one of the townies that we got to experience here. One with Onion, you know, a character that, yes, we have gotten to know more about him before. We've gotten to see the full expanse of his family. But we haven't gotten to see this side of him before, and it exposed a part of Steven that he didn't really feel before. He didn't ever really feel lonely. He was always happy-go-lucky, but because of the things that he's experienced lately, it's like he takes things a bit more serious now. He's had to grow up beyond really what someone his age, unless I'm mistaken, he's 13 or 14, but he's had to mature beyond what a lot of people would expect at that age. He's had to... Another sneeze from outside the room. For a long time he's been sort of dealing with the idea of he is his mom and having to sort of carry the burdens of her legacy. In many ways, what we experienced in mindful education, all that stuff bearing down on his mind. So even when they experienced a thing that was, you know, pretty clearly just sort of a joke, like it didn't seem, from my perspective, like Garbanzo was acting very seriously, or that any of them were. That was just having fun, but Steven just had this very serious feeling about the whole situation because, I mean, he's seen people get hurt. He's had to hurt people. And I don't know, it was just a very interesting dynamic to this entire episode. That again, I feel like not only did we get more of a look into Onion, who I appreciate more as a character now, but also just seeing more into Steven's, I guess, overall psyche as it is right now. Getting to see what's going on in that poor head of his right now. It's like Steven's not in a good place at all. So yeah, poor guy. Lots of background noise in this one, I'm sorry. I also do apologize for the sort of different wonky angle with the camera. I'm going to fix that between now and the next video. Charlie was sitting right here on the couch, which made me have to sort of adjust the angle a bit, but I'll fix it so that it's not quite as skewed, I guess, next time. But yeah, I'm interested to hear what you all have to say about this episode, both, you know, the episode itself and what I've had to say. Just your overall thoughts about it, and you know, did you all see anything else about this that maybe I missed? Like just any sort of little Easter eggs or any aspects about the Onion Gang themselves that you really liked? The names were definitely interesting. definitely lent itself to, you know, you got onion, you got a couple of beans, you got a squash, and you got a soup. So I guess altogether they make a stew or something like that. But yeah, I mean, this was just overall a fun episode. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I got nothing negative to say about it really. It was just a fun, laid back episode that I think I'll look back on fondly. But yeah, it looks like the next episode is 23 minutes, so we have another two-parter, so to speak, on this one, and that is called Gem Harvest. So yeah, until next time everyone, for Gem Harvest, I'm Papa Ken, and I will see you on the next episode of Discovering Steven Universe.